Our final presentation today comes from fellow Lloyd Knight. Lloyd joined the Martha Graham Dance Company in 2005 and has been a principal with the company since 2014. Named one of Dance Magazine's top 25 dancers to watch in 2010, Lloyd is an in-demand artist for many renowned choreographers, including Kyle Abraham, Mats Eck, Michelle Dorrance, and former dance research fellow Pam Tenowitz. It is my pleasure to introduce the final presentation of the day, Lloyd Knight with his project, Martha's Influence, the Effect of Necessity, Hers and Mine.
Dance is communication, and the great desire is to speak clearly and beautifully and with inevitability. Dance is communication, and the great desire is to speak clearly and beautifully and with inevitability. Dance is communication, and the great desire is to speak clearly and beautifully and with inevitability. expressed. There's a moment of fear on your own part. Dread, sense of hazard, feeling that perhaps you haven't done quite enough work. Perhaps you should have gone back to the studio and worked again. Because that which you do not want to do is to fail in either clarity or in passion. Give all your life to doing this one thing. It sounds grim, it sounds frightening. It isn't. It has a great gaiety at times and a great wonder. Lovely, fragile, perishable things. One is spontaneity, but it is something arrived at over years and years of training. It's not a mere chance. The other is simplicity, but that also is a different simplicity. It's the state of complete simplicity, costing no less than everything. Dance is communication, and the great desire is to speak clearly and beautifully and with inevitability. And this is true of all of us. It's true of me. It's true of every member of my company.
I am a gay-ass black man. One who calls himself an artist. Some people might ask, well, what makes that queen so special? But it's not about being more special than someone. Some kind of competition. Watch out. I'm developing just like everyone else is. And my story is unique to me. The sacrifice an artist makes to feel that unexplainable sensation of eyes watching them. This dancer's journey, this artist's journey, it's real. Wake up, meditate to center, stretch, eat, dance class, 7 hours of rehearsal. Somewhere in there, try to enjoy the 30-minute lunch break while trying to stay current on social media. Cross-train, ice/roll out, dinner, go to bed, wake up, meditate to center, stretch, eat, dance class, 7 hours rehearsal. Somewhere in there, try to enjoy the 30-minute lunch break while trying to stay current on social media. Cross-train, ice/roll out, dinner, go to bed, wake up, repeat, repeat, and repeat for the rest of the week. Almost 20 years in the game, and still class is a must for me. Not just for warming up, but really for wanting to learn. Rehearsing all day, every day, pushing myself to the edge and back, goddamn, physically and mentally. And all the while, people must say, it's just a beautiful body. It's so serious for you, for me, but that's all they see. With no concern with who you are, who I am, as a person, a black man, all the years of commitment to this craft, my wishes, wants, concerns. Just, how many followers do you have? Who are you connected to? How many followers do I have? Goddamn, how many? It can be so damn draining at times. But one thing about me is that I believe. I will always push myself. I dream and I believe. maybe there's a spotlight. And I'm moving towards the audience. I'm running towards a goal. Maybe being a professional dancer. Being a professional dancer for the Martha Graham Dance Company. And I'm so happy. Ecstatic. But would that mean in the process you might not see your family as much anymore? The injuries, your Achilles, which you thought that would never happen. It would break. How does an Achilles rip? Herniated discs, so much pain, the physical therapy, the waiting to heal, the wanting to dance, the depression. But you have really great love affairs. That one city ballet dancer who finally put all that flirting to use. That other dancer who made all your dancer dreams come true right there on the rehearsal dance floor. And you have really great photo shoots. You feel super sexy. You look great. They're all taking photos of you. Harper's Bazaar, Vogue, another magazine. And yes, the dancing. You feel so good. You look good. It's also dramatic. But, I mean, come on. You love the drama.
Who was this little boy? Lloyd Knight Jr.? Junior, as the family calls him, our Junebug. Sensitive, known for crying a lot as a baby where Daddy would get continuously pissed, but also fun-loving and would love an acting moment, especially playing Tina in the Cousin Forum play band. I loved TV. I loved the fantasy. My parents had a horrible ending to their relationship. Dad was a complete drug mess who would do anything for me but hated my mom because she had big enough balls to leave him and his abusive hands. I learned early what tough meant. My mom was tough to deal with, coming home to the apartment with all her clothes ripped up on the living room floor, all while keeping up a brave face and supporting her little boy. She loved me and all my fantasies, and my Shirley Temple love affair. Later music videos were a must-see for me, and serious emotional films like The Color Purple are still Magnolias. Being home before Mom came home from work was when the fun really began. During those couple of hours, I learned how to kiss from the teddy bear, dressed in Mom's glamorous clothes and high heels, doing the most fabulous runway shows, discovering my body with a picture of my crush, the weatherman from Channel 7 News that appeared on a flyer. I loved being a nudist, walking around the apartment in complete freedom, living my life, talking on the phone with friends and making myself snacks. I always felt different. Maybe it sounds dramatic, but I really felt like I was from another world. I was lucky enough to land homeroom class in the dance studio. Lorraine Florida was the teacher and caught me playing and dancing around one day and asked me to stop after school to try out some moves. She took me to the Magnet Arts program that same day. Lorraine changed my life. The feeling of being different went away with the overwhelming feeling of finding my calling. I felt home. All my passion, drama, freedom, it's unexplainable. I can't put words to it. It wasn't a choice. I went to New World School of the Arts, which was really like fame. Peter London, a former Martha Graham principal, introduced me to the technique. He gave me every inch of information of his knowledge. He would demonstrate everything. He would talk like Martha. He would talk to Martha during class. My senior year, I flew up, auditioned for the company, and got in. I never had Martha in front of me. That is a wish that will always stay a wish. I wanted to prove to Martha that I belonged. I'm so shy in some ways, but a wild child in others. Who could draw those out of me? I think that's why I also loved the work. It pushed me. What would she have thought of me? What would she have thought of me in her work? I'm still moved to tears. Martha's works pushed my imagination and finally gave me a clear direction of what I wanted to do, what I wanted to move towards. Relentless. Relentless.
Her love, her hope, her fear. 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 feeling that perhaps you haven't done quite enough work. Perhaps you should have gone back to the studio. Perhaps you should have gone back to the studio. Perhaps you should have gone back to the studio. Perhaps you should have gone back to the studio. Her love, her hope, her fear. 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 Her love, her hope, her fear.
This life thus far as an artist has been a true gift. Myself being a professional dancer, seen by some, should have never been, but I pushed on and I push on. People view what we do as dancers as madness, but I think feeling something so deeply and not acting on it is madness. My mom was the first to inspire me, and then Miss Graham. I hope you walk away from this, yes, knowing a little bit more about me, but also realizing the importance that art plays on a life and how it can change a life. I used to feel funny about calling myself an artist because I felt unworthy, but I realized I would not want to be anything else. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. What you just witnessed was a draft of the drama, written and performed by myself, choreographed by myself and Jack Ferver, and videoed by Jeremy Jacob. When I started this fellowship, I really wanted to seek out Martha's deep thoughts. I've heard, like many of you, I'm sure, of the great quotes from her time and fantastic films of her discoveries, but I really wanted to find the core of her. This is a show about myself as a working artist, and yes, the drama of it all. But in my search, when thinking of points that would be focused on, was my strong connection to Martha Graham. I never met her, spoke to her, but dancing her works and being on my journey the past 18 seasons, I have felt and still do at particular moments like I completely understood where she might have been coming from. Thus, this incredible journey at this beautiful library started. I have to say, I really got the most from watching rehearsal footage of Martha coaching. To be a fly on the wall finally happened. Much like I'm sure it was for herself, past dancers, and dancers of today, to prepare for a Graham role is an exciting one, but also a ride that can be nerve-wracking, or at least for me, feeling of possibly not doing it in its purest or getting the points across. I often think about what Martha would think. The frustrations of not presenting your best are being pulled in every way where you originally wanted to start and go from. So I felt much satisfaction to hear from the queen herself these thoughts and what she said to her dancers in rehearsals. Quote number 1, "You have no idea what people remember and touches a spot in them. It's important." When pushing her women in rehearsal for more, she stated, "You have to talk to yourself while dancing. You cannot do the same or you will remain in quarter ballet forever if you do it. You have to build a fantasy world, and I can only go so far for you, but beyond that, I cannot." When dancers felt a little frustrated, she stated, "I know it won't come right away. It's taken me all my life." And when moving on from there, she said, "Let's pick it up where we were and pray for illumination." And the one I connected to the most was, I saw something, the most terrifying thing. I saw alligators fenced in, of course. Well, they threw them in meat to feed. And what those alligators did to that piece of meat was so horrible. Everyone was jumping around, jumping on top of each other and biting and carrying on. And sometimes I feel like that. I feel like that piece of meat. She was, even in her 80s and 90s, still in search and nervous about what others would think. The performer side of her never left. And all of this, plus going through personal artifacts, made me much more connected to her. And her notes, they helped me realize that her faith, great love of fashion, men, and love of life was a joy, especially when knowing all the great pressure she had with just making high art. Art for her was serious, and she created dance that left lasting images in our heart and minds forever. When discussing particular images I wanted in the film, I always felt like performing her works, I felt like a warrior. I felt so strong in the character and environment she set up for me. Jeremy and I joked around about filming a dramatic scene with a possible wind machine and fabric and living the fantasy, so it was truly a great delight when finding the sketch of her in Salem Shore. But also really breaking down the characters or works that I connected to, movements from the technique, and works that really got me emotionally. You might have seen some signature moves in the opening dance. These are different moments from Miss Graham's seraphic dialogue. When researching, I discovered that it was originally choreographed as a solo under the title Triumph of St. Joan. In this revised version, Joan looks back over her life in a series of dance dialogues with her guiding spirit, St. Michael, and with these figures who represent different aspects of her nature: maid, warrior, martyr. At the work's close, the transfigured Joan finally takes her place among the saints. I felt like I could relate to seraphic dialogue. Like St. Joan, I've gone through life experiences. You transform because you grow in time, but also from my particular journey. As a human, I can relate. For example, the part about the warrior. Nothing has been easy for me to be where I am today. The push to get somewhere, to prove my worth, myself, my talent, to even prove to myself that the impossible was possible. Like her, with this production of the drama, I'm looking back and speaking on particular moments of my life and how Miss Graham and my mom and other strong women inspired me. She was a fighter, motivated, and a believer, fearless and compassionate. Martha Graham touched me and continues to do so, and I hope she has for you. Thank you.
And that concludes this year's symposium. There are many people in the building who contribute to the symposium's success, so I would like to take a moment to thank all the dance division staff and our wonderful colleagues in production, facilities, and security. I would also like to take a moment to recognize the great Janet Elber, the artistic director of the Martha Graham Company, and thank you, Janet, for keeping Martha's work alive. And finally, I would like to acknowledge our fellows one more time for their incredible research over the past 6 months and for their presentations today. Thank you so much for joining us online, and I hope you will visit us at the Dance Division very soon. It was built by dancers to serve as a home for all of you, so please claim it as your own. Thank you and good evening.